What is going on, everybody? Zyonik here, and in today's video I decide to bring the Thiccc Boy Aggron into the Ultra League at rank 9. Now we've climbed our way up to 2700 MMR. We are slowly but surely climbing up. Today's video is not a full set of 5. It's sprinkled from 2 sets that I did. I did 3-2 in both sets, so 2 losses in both, 3 wins in both, so overall 6-4 with this team. It's definitely not the most overpowered team, but I thought to myself, you know, people are loving Registeel. It's doing fantastic. It walls like Articuno, it walls those Charmers, so why not bring something similar that's very cost effective? So I brought Aggron. Now, I don't know if it was a combination of 2 things. Firstly, Giratina in this video gets so many boosts, it's unreal. Secondly, Aggron does really well at walling a few Pokemon we're going to see. But right here on the lead, we have Giratina Altered versus Armored Mewtwo, which is a pretty close fight, and we're going to commit to the farm down right here. We gave up 1 shield in order to retain a ton of energy, while our opponent didn't give up any shields. So here comes the Registeel right here. Go figure. Armored Mewtwo, Registeel, and I'm guessing he has another Thiccc Boy in the back, likely Giratina Altered or Cresselia. So this is going to be a long, drawn-out fight right here. We have so much energy, and lock-on is actually going to take a while to take us out because we still have a decent amount of health. So we're just going to keep going for Dragon Claws, trying to chip away at health here, get this Registeel as low as we can, and if our opponent decides to use some energy, that would be fantastic. What I don't want him to do is commit to the farm down and retain basically 100 energy. But we do have Swampert. Now we're running, and he does decide to use a charge move here, which is fantastic for us. Now we're running Swampert as well as some extra protection, especially for this given situation where we come into a Registeel. So we're going to start loading up on a ton of energy. I'm expecting him to swap here soon. I'm not going to give up a shield right here just in case it is a flash cannon. We can survive a focus blast. It only does a little bit more than 50%. So we're going to go ahead and pull the trigger on Hydro Cannon right now. He is wanting to stay in this fight. So this is telling me there might be something that Swampert is good against in the back. Maybe he has a Melmetal or something. Maybe he has a Alolan Muck. I'm not too sure. But we go for the Hydro Cannon. We take out the Registeel, but he does a swap into Cresselia. And this is where Aggron is the Thiccc Boy you want. That is so cost effective. Look at this. We're running heavy or Smackdown as a fast move, Heavy Slam, and Stone Edge right here. And we are going to be resisting all the moves from Cresselia, which is fantastic. Now we're going to go ahead and go for Heavy Slam right here. I'm hoping to get a shield. I mean, the Cresselia is going to have to shield. Smack-On is doing too much damage, which we do get a shield, which is fantastic for us. We still have Swampert with loaded energy in the back, and the Registeel potentially has a charge move ready to go, so we're going to save our shields for that Registeel's basically charge move. So we're going to go ahead and go for another Heavy Slam right here, hoping to get another shield, and we'll see what happens. We do get a second shield. So I'm going to allow this Cresselia to do a charge move on me. I really want him to use his energy so that my Swampert can come in and finish off. So we're going to go ahead and swap after the charge move, or the Aggron goes down actually, and then we're going to go ahead and go for double Hydro Cannon right here for neutral damage. This will be getting Cresselia low and then finishing off with this second Hydro Cannon right here. And then the Registeel is going to come back in, but we still have our shield, and we'll be able to finish off with fast moves alone. But the timer ran out. We had a big Thiccc Boy matchup there of Cresselia versus Aggron and actually ran the game timer out. So game 2 right here. This was probably the luckiest streak of boosts I've ever gotten in the Ultra League. So be sure to let me know down in the comments if this has ever happened to you guys, or maybe you guys have faced this, and rightfully so for my opponent to surrender here pretty quickly. So we have Giratina Altered versus Articuno on the lead. What I'm hoping to do is go into Ancient Power right here, and then I'm going to swap into Swampert after he uses Icy Wind. But the thing is we get the shield and we get the boost. So I'm staying in this fight, guys. You guys know what happens. When Giratina gets the boost, its stats go up dramatically. It's absolutely ridiculous. So we're going to go ahead and go for another Ancient Power. We can beat Articuno to Ancient Power before it gets to Icy Wind. So we're going to be able to win this matchup. We get a second shield. We don't get a second boost, however. but we are going to be able to shield right here. Now, what's going to happen is we're -2, or we're zeroed out basically now on attack because he gave us 2 icy winds, so it took away our 1 buff, but we still have +2 on defense. Ancient Power is going to be taking out Articuno, and we get a second boost. So this is absolutely ridiculous, guys. Giratina Altered is now a god. Nothing can really take it out right now. So we're going to go ahead and go for Dragon Claw. We're going to get Swampert down to half health. And you guys know that Earthquake is a great move against Giratina Altered because it can take it out, right, from about 50% health. Not this time. We have so much defense right now. We're going to be able to soak the Earthquake, go for a Dragon Claw right here. This will be finishing off the Swampert, and his final Pokemon is going to be a Giratina Altered himself. So what we're going to do is go for the Dragon Claw, and then you guys know what's going to happen. We're going to swap in our Thiccc Boy right here. We're going to swap in the Aggron and just wall the Giratina, and that is going to call it for my opponent. He is going to surrender right there. So not too sure if it was Aggron that scared him away or the double boosted Giratina Altered there, but really good battle. I just got lucky with Ancient Power. It happens, and it's absolutely ridiculous when it does. It can really flip a match for you if you're in a bad situation, or absolutely decimate, especially from the early game. So we're going to go ahead and move into game 3 right now. Aggron did pretty well for me, guys. I was actually happily surprised with it. Now we have an okay lead right here versus Empoleon, but the thing is we have to watch out for Blizzard. So Empoleon can typically run Hydro Cannon and Blizzard. Now we are going to be resisting the waterfalls, but we're going to go for Ancient Power, guys. Why? Because we're fishing for that boost, and we don't get the boost on that one, sadly. But we're going to go for another Ancient Power. He's building up to Blizzard, and I know it. I'm hoping to get a boost right here. And we get the boost. Oh my goodness, this is ridiculous. So I'm going to go ahead and shield right here. I am perfectly fine shielding. He's going to go for Hydro Cannon for the shield bait, and I'm just going to stay in this. We see a swap to Giratina Altered himself, and we're just going to go for Dragon Claws. We are going to absolutely destroy this Giratina Altered. We're going to do so much damage. So we're going to go ahead and go for another Dragon Claw here. Now, I believe I decide to shield. Maybe I don't. Yeah, I do decide to shield. He goes for an Ancient Power himself, hoping to get the boost, but we're going to go ahead and go for another Dragon Claw right here. It's going to be doing super effective damage, and we have a boosted Giratina, but now we're going to swap into Aggron. I gave up the boost. Whenever you get a boost or a debuff, if you swap your Pokemon out, it loses that boosted stats. But we swap into Aggron because I want to farm down the Giratina Altered right here and not have Aggron have to face Empoleon in the back, basically. So what's going to happen is he's going to be getting off Ancient Powers and Dragon Claws versus us, but it's not going to do a lot. Aggron's just going to smack down this Giratina Altered, and even right here, Ancient Power I think does a little bit more damage in this matchup, but he goes for Ancient Power again, but we're going to be able to completely farm down. Now he swaps in really quickly into Empoleon for the Hydro Cannon here to finish us off. So we're going to go ahead and look to bring in Swampert and try to farm down for energy, but my opponent then decides to surrender right there. So good game. But yeah, Giratina Altered, when it gets boost, it's absolutely crazy, guys. And then Aggron's it's really thick. It's a great wall, especially against Articunos and Charmers like Togekiss and Clefable. It would be really strong. Now we have Giratina Altered versus Melmetal here on the lead. So this is somewhat okay for us. We're going to go ahead and go for Dragon Claw. It's definitely not the best. Depending on the moveset that Melmetal has, if it happens to have like maybe Thunderbolt, but we see a swap actually into Giratina Altered, and we're going to swap into Aggron on the charge move right here. Hoping that this is Dragon Claw, which it is, which is perfect for us. We're going to be able to absorb that. And this is what Aggron is great at doing, is basically going toe-to-toe in a Thiccc Boy battle right here. So we're just going to be using Smackdown. My opponent is opting to go for Ancient Power, which I definitely think is the better call. Now we're going to go for Stone Edge. It's definitely the more ideal move in this fight instead of going for Heavy Slam. It's going to do quite a bit of neutral damage right there, as you guys can see. And we are just going to try to commit to the farm down right now. I do not want to give up a shield. I want to maintain shields for my Swampert to hopefully clear up, but he does get the boost, but Aggron doesn't care, guys. We tie there. Aggron didn't care. Giratina Altered can get the boost, but Aggron's still going to smack it down. So We're going to go for Swampert right here, hoping he goes for Melmetal, but he goes for Cresselia, which we're okay with. We're still sitting good on shields. And what I'm going to do is basically start firing off a bunch of Hydro Cannons. I'm hoping that he maybe wants to look to swap. We'll see what happens. We're going to build up some more energy. We're going to go ahead and shield right here. I'm not too worried about... Actually, I don't shield. Wow, risky. Okay, so we don't shield. And then we see the swap now into Melmetal, and he's going to go ahead and go for a charge move right here. I'm guessing this is going to be superpower, so I'm going to go ahead and shield. I'm going to go for the Hydro Cannon for the shield bait, and then I'm going to instantly swap into Giratina Altered because I'm guessing he has another superpower that he's going to get off right here, and we can soak it on our Giratina Altered, which, yeah, it's fantastic because we're going to resist it. And now our Shadow Claw is going to be doing tons of damage. He has basically -4 in terms of his defense, I believe. Yeah, -4 potentially. I could be wrong. But Ancient Power, we're going to go for it. We don't get the boost. We're not going to shield again. We need to save our shield for that Cresselia, and we can farm down with Shadow Claw from right here, and we're just going to be resisting. And like we saw right there, he had Superpower and Thunderbolt, which we're going to resist. Now we see the Cresselia come back in, which is perfectly fine. We have loaded energy. We're going to be going for Dragon Claws right here to do some nice neutral damage versus the Cresselia. And we have so much energy, guys. We're just going to dump Dragon Claw after Dragon Claw, and once he shields, we're going to try to swap, but he doesn't shield, so we just go straight for Hydro Cannon. We just have so much energy stored up on both of our Pokemon right now. Hydro Cannon will get the shield, which is great for us. Charge move coming through. We're not going to shield. We're going to let our Swampert go down. Giratina Altered can finish this game for us, which is perfectly fine. We're going to be able to farm down a little bit for energy because Shadow Claw is going to be doing super effective damage. And then Dragon Claw, hopefully, to finish off the Cresselia right here, and we will be able to, actually my opponent then surrenders. Again, another surrender with Aggron on the team. Alright, so moving into the final battle here. Like I said earlier at the beginning of the video, this was not, these battles were not all from one set. They're from two different sets where I went 3-2 in both to slowly climb some rating, but these were like the best battles that we saw from there. They're really good. Now we have a bad lead here of Giratina Altered versus Snorlax, and I decided to stay in just because my luck has been so good with Ancient Power. I'm like, you know what, why not go for it, right? We got the opportunity to go for it. We don't get the boost, however, so we have to swap into Swampert right now. Swampert's going to do pretty good versus Snorlax, especially if it stays in, because Hydro Cannon, we're going to be able to outpace it in terms of damage because Hydro Cannon is going to do some really nice neutral damage to the Snorlax, while Body Slam, even though it's going to do a decent amount, it's not going to do a ton to Swampert in order to have a shield. Now, he brings in Giratina Origin, which is really, really bad. Giratina Origin can absolutely shred not only our Swampert, but our Aggron, and it can also shred our Giratina Altered. So I'm going for the Earthquake right here, hoping he thinks we're going to shield bait him right now, and Earthquake's going to do a lot of damage. So that is fantastic for us. And now, yeah, I'm in trouble. I could go into Giratina Altered, but I'm going to take way too much damage from Giratina Origin. So we're going to go into Aggron and hope that he's not going to do a Shadow Ball. We are going to risk it for the biscuit right here. We are going to farm down with Smackdown and hope that maybe he doesn't have double moves and he only has Ominous Wind right here. This is what I'm guessing. I'm like, he's just got Ominous Winds. He doesn't have Shadow Ball. Nope, he's just trying to shield bait me. It's fine, it's fine. So we're able to Smackdown completely, which is perfect for us. Now, we still have that Snorlax to deal with and whatever his third Pokemon is, and we still have 2 shields. Now, he brings the Snorlax back in, but then he swaps into Registeel right away. So I was kind of confused, but also kind of like, oh no, because Registeel we don't have the best counter for, but we do get a shield, so that's fantastic. Now we're going to have to go into Giratina Altered. Now, you guys know what we have to do right here. We have to go for the boost. We have to go for Ancient Powers right here, but I decide to go for Dragon Claw. I think I definitely should have gone for Ancient Power right there. My only hope is to get a boosted Giratina to try to win this matchup. So I realize that, and I decide now to go in for Ancient Powers. Hoping to get the boost. It's still going to be resisted damage, and we don't get the boost. So yeah, things are not looking too good. I'm going to go ahead and shield again. Flash Cannon is going to do quite a bit of neutral damage to our Giratina Altered. So we need to just pray that we get another boost. It's been blessing us all morning. Please, Giratina Altered, get boosted. Do we get the boost? We get the boost. Let's go. All right. So we have Giratina Altered gets the boost. This is why in these matchups, if you're stuck in it, go for those ancient powers because getting the boost is absolutely ridiculous. We're going to go for Dragon Claw now to do some extra damage. It's got that stab bonus on it. That is going to get the final shield. And I think, oh man, this is tough. So I'm going to go ahead and go for another Dragon Claw because we still have Snorlax in the back. This is what's tough right here. Is Aggron and Giratina Altered may not have enough to finish off Snorlax, especially if he gets to a charge move right here. I'm hoping this is Body Slam. It would be fantastic, but sadly, it's Earthquake. So that is sealing the deal for us. Come on, Aggron. Smack him down. Smack him down. Nope, he gets to a Body Slam, but Aggron is thick, guys. It's going to be resisted. Can we survive? The Body Slam comes through, doesn't kill us. And we go down to Lick. Time runs out. So really fun battles right there. Aggron was a lot of fun to use. Definitely a cheap option and widely available. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And like always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.